Hello and welcome to the NewsX Sunday Guardian Roundtable. Well, it's been a very exciting week, really, politically speaking. We have, of course, the NCP breakup with the part of Sharad Pawar's party actually walking over to the NDA. Did Sharad Pawar know about this? Is this all engineered by him? Or has he actually been ditched by his own nephew and is, of course, his favorite Praful Patel, his loyalist, someone who was the Ahmed Patel to Sharad Pawar? What does it say about the NDA? Because the opposition just had that huge meeting in Patna where where Praful was also part of it, where there was this talk of opposition unity. But now we are seeing that most of them are drifting towards the NDA. At least the NCP has. There is talk of Jayant Chaudhary perhaps also joining ranks and splitting with the alliance with the SP, an alliance which we know he's not very comfortable with. Then there is talk of the Badals returning to the NDA fold. So what is happening? What are all the rumors? The cabinet reshuffle is imminent. So today we're going to take a tap into all the political buzz that is happening. Joining me on the panel are people who know what is happening, people who have an idea, and of course lots of analysis and anecdotes. We have Sanjay Kapoor, he's the editor-in-chief of Hard News. We have Pankaj Vora, managing editor of the Sunday Guardian. We have Shobhabrata Bhattacharya, he's a political analyst and a columnist, and PKD Nambiar, he's a brand image guru plus also a political analyst and a commentator. Pankaj, you know Sharad Pawar very well. So, पहले मेरा सवाल का जवाब दो. Does he know what is happening or he had no clue what is happening?
Everything started with his knowledge. He was very much on board. He was the one who basically, nudged the people to go on the other side. But, once he had given his go-ahead, he had no control over the events which have unfolded subsequently. Everything started after he had met a leading industrialist and there was a talk of a deal which was being brokered and he had laid down the conditionalities and he was, like always, delaying things, wanting to bargain for more and more things. And in the meanwhile, the Prime Minister, gave that stern warning to the NCP at his Bhopal meeting following his return from the United States that NCP is the most corrupt party. And the signal went to people who were, in trouble, who were facing charges by the Enforcement Directorate and the CBI, and they, got together and they precipitated the crisis and, moved over. Sharad Pawar was till the very end very confident that these MLAs will listen to him and come back as they had done in 2019. But this time Ajit Pawar had broken all the cordons, and even Praful Patel, Chhagan Bhujbal, who was Sharad Pawar's, one of the co-founders, and he had served in a sentence of almost 2 years in jail. So he told others, why should we go to jail? So there was Dilip Valse Patil, who was Sharad Pawar's PA, Sunil Tatkare. All these people were, they couldn't have gone on the other side without Sharad Pawar's consent. But once they moved on the other side, they are now refusing to come on this side, and Sharad Pawar is left holding his own, fate in his own hand, and let's see how things unfold further.
Sanjay, Sharad Pawar is left holding his own, but from what one has understood also, what Praful Patel and all have been saying is there was a division within the NCP. So Priya wanted to stay with the Congress, Ajit Pawar, Praful and the rest wanted to go with the NDA. NDA does have the upper hand. There is the ED, there are various things they can offer. So you've heard the other rumors, Jayant Chaudhary, someone Harsimrat Badal. What is happening in the other camps?
I think there is a major dilemma that is confronting most of the non-BJP parties, and that is the fact that they read the ground differently. They think that there is a possibility of beating the BJP if there is an alliance. And that is kind of weighing on their decision making. So when you talk about the Jayant Chaudhary from there, you must have read also about the reports coming out that, Akhilesh Yadav is playing his own game. He's trying to see that whether he can form a second front with the help of KCR or somebody similar, but he doesn't want to go to Congress. Jayant Chaudhary is very keen that there is an alliance with the Congress and Akhilesh is part of it because together they can do something meaningful.
Okay.
On the ground, in their reckoning is that there is, I think, growing constituency which is very keen to see the back of this government. The same messages even coming from Punjab and from other states or even from Maharashtra. I think one of the things that we need to figure out from the Supreme Court judgment which was delivered on May 11 is whether the legislature party and the political party are the same thing or not. I mean, if you can break the legislative party, but the political party is an outcome of, various other things, the organizational elections, leaders who see things differently. And I think the election is about not the legislative party so much, but a political party. And political party is now coming back to this realization that there is a space which could be captured in the elections. BJP is also cognizant of it, and they're trying to break that. I mean, they want to ensure that there is some kind of confusion, break the party, entice them through the possibility of joining the government, fear of the ED and IT, which has happened quite regularly. Many of these people who are there in NCP, whether it was Mr. Nawab Malik and Anil Deshmukh, they have spent time in jail. So they don't want a similar kind of fate to come the way of those people who are outside. So I think they're playing on that, but the mood of the people is very different from that of the ministers and other people who are in a position to get into the government.
I'll come back to the mood of the people, but this fear of the ED seems to be really working more than, anything else. Otherwise, why would they all be part of that opposition unity meeting? But, is it the NDA then reaching out, BJP reaching out and pulling them, or are they going of their own volition? What is your gut feeling?
No, I think there is a huge difference between poaching or otherwise people naturally going. So in the case of Maharashtra, it was not poaching. Either in the case of Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena is moving to the Eknath Shinde group. These are internal revolt.
Yeah.
And if you really recall what Ajit Pawar said that, yaar, 83 ho gaya, when will you step down?
Yeah,
when will you give? So this also gives that once you are, one thing I'll tell you, once you taste the power, it's very, very difficult for you to stay without power. I've seen in my small career as compared to all of you, once you tasted, you became a minister, you look for an opportunity either by hook or crook, you wanted to be enjoying that power once again. In the case of these Ajit Pawar and etc., they have been a power hungry people. It's, of course, there are reasons that there are a lot of corruption charges. If they are getting an excuse to stay away from those challenges for some time, it's a good idea for them. But then power is more important than anything else in political circle today.
Why power is important, but it's very close to elections. Why wait? Within 6-8 months, the code of conduct will set in. If they wanted to make that move, should have made it earlier.
It's not only for now, even for the future.
Achha,
Now you also see, you just look at 2024, who is going to be the another candidate against Narendra Modi? Can you name one? Out of the 16 parties which came together and met, how many of them even not even having more than one MP? Most, I think almost 8 parties are only having one MP and few of them do not even have an MPs. So the only parties which are relevant in that group is Congress or maybe a JDU, which is eminently going to be out of this this election ke baad. So I think Nitish Kumar is over. His political career is at almost in the last leg. So the overall situation today is that Narendra Modi and BJP is very dynamic, as we all know. With their action and the inaction of other parties, the regional parties which were becoming very strong and strong and strong from the last few years is suddenly, maybe because of their own karmas, of the old karmas, they all have to fear, whether it is Jagan, whether it is Abhishek Banerjee, all of these people have already having some kind of talwar on them of an ED or a CBI, not from today or not given by Narendra Modi government. Even before that it was there. But the only thing is that now they know how to use it, when to use it, and how effectively that can be turned around in the interest of it. I think that's politics.
In fact, you're right, because Akhilesh told me also that सारे cases disproportionate asset के तो Congress government ने किए थे, not the BJP. So yeah, there is this whole thing that Congress भी वही reaping what they sowed.
Absolutely.
But Shubho, you know Pawar well also. So what first I want to know again your gut reaction as to what game is happening, or is the game out of his hands?
Pawar is the most unreliable politician. He was the first one who in 1978 broke the Congress just to become Chief Minister. And as Praful Patel's statements of late have been very, very relevant. He has pointed out that in 78 when he went along with Janata Party, Jansangh was part of that party. He had no qualms about it. And he has also said, Prafull has said, that in 2019, when you went along with Shiv Sena, what happened to your anti-Hindutva? Because let's not forget that when Ayodhya was demolished, when Babri was demolished, BJP took some time to claim. You see, they acclaimed but did not claim. But Shiv Sena immediately claimed it, saying that my boys have done it, what Thackeray said. And Uddhav Thackeray, after becoming CM, made a pilgrimage to Ayodhya just to assert. So if Mr. Sharad Pawar could have gone with Shiv Sena, then what is wrong with the BJP? One more thing. The untouchability of the BJP, which was the main thing, which broke up the Janata Party in 79, which stopped BJP from being part of the opposition conclaves in the 80s, it is now getting over because everybody is prepared to touch BJP. PDP has sat with them.
Power does that.
National Conference has sat with them.
No, I get your point.
Mamata Banerjee has been railway minister in the BJP government. Vajpayee or this, let's not confuse. BJP is BJP. It is controlled by the same RSS. Let us not. It is not Indira Gandhi's Congress and Nehru's Congress and Rajiv Gandhi's Congress or Sonia Gandhi's Congress with different moorings. RSS mooring is very, very clear. So that is one thing. Second, one observation about ED, as you said that most cases were against, were instituted by the Congress. Modi's messaging is very, very subtle. While all this drama was going on, did we not also read in newspapers that Anil Ambani was called in for 8 hours and Tina Ambani for 7 hours by the ED? Anil Ambani is supposed to be the man for whom Modi worked on Rafale, as per Mr. Rahul Gandhi. He is supposed to be the darling of Mr. Modi. So how come Mr. Anil Ambani, if ED is being misused, quote unquote, then how come Mr. Anil Ambani and Tina Ambani were grilled for not a few hours but 8 or 7 hours, which means a full day's grilling?
Okay.
It has happened. So Sharad Pawar can never be trusted. He is the man for whom today there can be no split in the Congress. Congress had split in 78. I will take 2 minutes of yours. Sharad Pawar went with the Swaran Singh Congress and then broke that also to form his Samananta Congress and become Chief Minister.
Passed forward.
Fine. But after that, when he ultimately became the Congress S was Congress Socialist. It was not Swaran or Sharad. Congress Socialist. I was part of that party, so I can recall. Its last AICC was held in Cochin, where I asked Sharad Pawar a question that you and Rajiv Gandhi are the same age. Why can't you work together? So he rightly said that I'm a politician, he's a pilot. And what happened after 2 years? He merged Congress S along with the assets. What is the problem today?
What?
Congress has been asking NCP to merge, and NCP has been also keen to merge. But Congress has been saying, please merge your assets. Your assets are the properties. Because Jawahar Bhavan in Rajendra Prasad Road stands on a land that was owned by Congress S, which was gifted to Congress I by Sharad Pawar as part of his merger dowry. Okay. So you cannot trust him, as you have been quoting that the story. The story was framed by late Subhash Karpekar.
Subhash Karpekar.
Yes.
The 2+2 wali na?
Yes, 2+2. So the story went that you see Rajiv Gandhi is dead and the congressmen are confused what to do. Narasimha Rao has come, Sharad Pawar has come, Arjun Singh has emerged. So two congressmen decide that, okay, let us try to find out what our leadership is like. So they go to Narasimha Rao and they say, sir, we are confused. We have only one question to ask you. What is 2+2? So Narasimha Rao says, very good question, very deep thought it reflects. I can give you the answer easily, but I suggest you go and talk to 10 more people and find out what they are saying. Come back to me and then I shall give you the answer. So Narasimha Rao always, never a straight answer. They go to Arjun Singh. Arjun Singh looks at them suspiciously. तुमको सवाल पूछते किसने कहा है?
किसने कहा है सवाल?
Then they go to Shri Sharad Pawar. Sharad Pawar says कि 2+2 बरोबर है. करना क्या है? बेचना खरीदना है.
So the answer depends if you are buying or selling.
So Sharad Pawar can never be trusted. You see, he had called it the Nationalist Congress Party. When he went against Sonia Gandhi within 9 months, 6 months, he was a part of alliance of Sonia Gandhi. Also, what Nationalist Congress Party? Their symbol is a clock which is a 10:10 because on the 9th of May that year, 1999 or something, at 10 past 10, the party was formed in Sharmukhananda Hall in Bombay. So that became the party symbol, the clock with 10:10.
I see. Huh.
And the clock is stuck there.
Okay.
The clock is
It's stuck.
Stuck at 10:10.
there.
Okay.
Stuck at
And
So,
and has Mr. Sharad Pawar been able to become a national leader when he became defense minister
okay, I'll.
under Narasimha Rao? He spent all his time in Bombay. He used to, every weekend he will fly from here to Bombay, go to Colaba, land up at the naval establishment there and do Maharashtra politics. He was never available in Delhi for the
when
48.
he was an agriculture minister in the last UPA 1 and 2, he was hardly here in
Yeah,
Delhi.
always in Bombay.
So his heart is in Maharashtra.
Yeah.
But what is he planning? Time will tell. But it's very interesting, these anecdotes that Shubho has told us. I'm going to take a quick break and come back and keep the conversation going. Stay with us. Hello and welcome back to the NewsX Sunday Guardian Roundtable. We're taking a look at opposition politics, but I think more and more the focus is really on your old friend Sharad Pawar, Pankaj. Keeping Pawar, in case you want to add to what Shubho says, but keeping Pawar aside, do you see the NDA, all these people now flocking towards the NDA? What is keeping the opposition together? What does the opposition have to offer now?
The thing is that first of all, let's talk about Sharad Pawar. Sharad Pawar, basically is a political mercenary, and he has inherited most of his political genes from his mentor YB Chavan, who in 1969, when the Congress split took place, voted himself for Indira Gandhi's candidate VV Giri, while the rest of Maharashtra voted for Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy at his behest. And Sharad Pawar does the same kind of politics. He plays on both sides of the chessboard and tries to achieve certain things which are in 2004 he could have had the chief minister's chair because NCP had got 71 and Congress had 69. But he chose, because he did not want Ajit Pawar to be the chief minister, so he asked Ahmed Patel, who was hand in glove with him, to give him 4 additional ministries. And instead, Ahmed Patel said that you should support Vilasrao Deshmukh, who will come back as the chief minister in place of Sushil Kumar Shinde, and they agreed. So there has been.
The last round was anyway Pawar's.
So Pawar has been playing on both sides of the chess game. This time, it has boomeranged, and he doesn't know what to do. Now, so far as the NDA enlargement is concerned, it also shows, if you look at it politically and interpret it, why is BJP so keen to enlarge its NDA base? Because BJP is conscious that it may not be able to secure the same numbers which it did in 2019.
Correct.
So it will need allies. So it is wanting more allies to come back. The allies had shrunk from 2014 to 2019, and now they are desperately looking for new partners who are going to be there. But in the process, what has happened is, in my view, BJP has damaged itself. Now, in Maharashtra, for instance, many people say that BJP has gained by, getting Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar onto its side. It has not, because it is at the cost of its own cadres, at the cost of people who were aspiring to
Be
get
ministers.
ministers or people who were wanting to be MLAs in those constituencies. NCP in Maharashtra is basically a sub-regional party in Western Maharashtra and parts of Marathwada, and has been largely dependent on the Congress workers to get their people elected. Ahmed Patel used to give winning seats to the NCP where they could get elected. Now, how will NCP people be able to add to BJP's power? Eknath Shinde beyond Thane district does not have much of power. So basically, by default, both the Congress and the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray have gained in Maharashtra. Elsewhere also, when it shows desperation of the BJP to look for allies, it shows that their numbers may be dwindling, and that is their estimation also. They are also contemplating holding elections of the Lok Sabha along with the assembly polls in December, which is subject to the approval which the Prime Minister alone can give. But there is speculation in political circles. Anything can happen. And it is not serving the BJP's cause. BJP has grown in the last few years by bringing in people from other parties.
Yeah.
But so far its own organization is concerned, it has got weakened.
I
and
agree.
it has become
Look at the organizational reshuffle recently. They're all outsiders, who have been given posts.
So what actually how it impacts the BJP? If you get Sunil Jakhar, who was in the Congress for long years as the president of the Punjab Congress,
Purandeshwari.
Pundeshwari Devi,
Babulal Marandi.
Babulal Marandi. So they all
No, Marandi is old.
He's
old
old,
BJP. He's an old BJP,
sorry.
yeah. But Pundeshwari Devi, for instance, I mean, if you normally what would happen that people who had RSS background would occupy these important positions, but this is changing very rapidly. Huh?
Kiran Reddy, sorry.
Yeah, Kiran Reddy has gone there. Yeah, it changes quite dramatically. But having said that, there is merit in what Pankaj is saying. There is some kind of a disquiet and unease in the BJP or NDA, if you allow me to say that about how they can get people to vote for them. So Maharashtra has been a difficult state, and all the surveys that have been conducted in the past few months, they all point out that you could have the Agadi who could do well, and in the circumstances that Pankaj and Shubha Dada have been talking about it, Congress and whatever left of the Shiv Sena led by Uddhav Thackeray may not be worse off, despite the fact that Eknath Shinde went away and you had Pawar going away, Ajit Pawar going away. There could be a certain amount of refocusing on the ability of Congress to garner votes, and there is no Ahmed Patel to ensure that NCP remains afloat, which is an absurd party. There is no reason to be there in the first place. So now, I think the writing is on the wall even about how long are they going to survive. So look at Maharashtra, which is difficult. Bihar, for that matter, becomes a very major challenge.
I'm told Nitish Kumar's party is next on the target list.
Yeah, they may be on target. So they have, I think, 5 states where they're going to target. Maharashtra is obviously the number one, which was very unstable, and with all kinds of mercenaries trying to do more than they can chew, they have suddenly come to grief, and I'm sure it's going to show up more in the coming days, because howsoever it has been choreographed is not playing out in the manner that people expected. But now we have to see Bihar, now we have to see UP, because if Rahul Gandhi,
UP mein?
if Rahul Gandhi decides to do his much promised east to west yatra, there could be a churn which we saw from the south to the north, and there could be reseeding of the party, which hasn't happened for a long time. Whatever you may say, in Karnataka, Congress benefited quite a bit. In Maharashtra also, Rahul Gandhi's yatra got great amount of support.
Which are the other states that BJP will target?
So,
Tamil Nadu maybe.
Tamil Nadu, yes. Tamil Nadu, they began to do it with the help of the governor who's making these absurd noises, going against whatever is the common sense. And you have a situation where you might suddenly, they're targeting Rajasthan. Rajasthan is another one where they will do it. So there are 4 or 5 states which I think come for particular focus. And let's see how it plays out.
In fact, another thing that happened before the Ajit Pawar breakup, PKD, was that survey, which I think C Voter did, saying that in Maharashtra, in Madhya Pradesh, Kamal Nath is, they're neck to neck, but in terms of Hindutva politics, people identify more with Kamal Nath's brand than Shivraj Singh Chauhan's. So that also, may have upset
there is no doubt that when a government is in place for a long time, there will be some amount of fatigue. But then BJP so far, according to me, is known for making that, they have the capacity or that guts to make that strong changes at any point of time, which may go in their favor at times, or sometimes it may go against. But broadly, in the case of, if you remember, Karnataka removing Yediyurappa from the chief minister, it's a very, very bold move. In a way, one thing I'll tell you, what we are all missing. Yeah, all the veteran journalists are missing. BJP in most of the places have about 35%, except the South Indian states, 35% odd votes of them, including Delhi, which is ideologically connected Karyakartas, which is more of like a fixed deposit. So the play is about getting a 50%, that is about 15% vote, wherein like for an Eknath Shinde, may bring 5% or whatever it may be, as Sir said that it is only Thane and few districts is their stronghold. Same is with the NCP. You said that Western Maharashtra and some amount of Marathwada. So some amount of those. So BJP requires only that much, even in many of these states. Even in Bihar, for an example, if the JDU comes in this fold, it will be much more easier for them. So a cadre-based party, a large number of Sangh or RSS-driven people, ideologically connected people. This is the same thing with the left parties also.
Okay.
Even though they are only limited
But
now
not
to in Kerala.
35%. 35% got them to power. It doesn't mean all of them are committed.
No. I'm just
23%
saying,
is what to be stated.
They have not got the 35% all across. They have got only 15% in Kerala. They have got only 4%
No, but generally
in
35% got them to power.
the north of India, wherein you call it as the BJP belt.
Okay.
Wherein they have 35% and in 50% plus in Gujarat. And more than 38% in Maharashtra.
Okay. At the moment, where do you see the, keeping all this in mind, which party has reason to be more optimistic? The opposition, or does the opposition be pessimistic because everybody is leaving the ranks?
BJP has every reason to be optimistic, but opposition does not have the reason to be pessimistic either. Because BJP's main strength is Sangathan, on which Mr. Modi has built his campaign so far. But if you see the case of Pankaja Munde, the daughter of Gopinath Munde, her cousin who defeated her NCP has become a NCP. Pankaja Munde.
Her brother.
Her cousin has now become a minister in the Maharashtra government on the NCP quota. Now, which means in the next election, Pankaja Munde won't be given the ticket for the seat. So that is a traditional BJP person, and she has got on record today that I'm not leaving the party. She has said that I will sue those people who are saying that I'm seeing Sonia Gandhi. But like me, there are a lot of MLAs in Maharashtra who are upset. And so if the Sangathan does not feel confident, then I'm sorry, BJP may win the next election, but Congressization of BJP has begun. It is no more the BJP that we knew. It is not even BJP 2.0.
That is where the BJP is now taking an action of sending senior leaders
BJP 3.0,
states.
you can't depend on outsiders. BJP's strength was its own cadre.
Okay.
Its own strength, its own backbone. You see, it can't steal sinews from other places.
So the Congressization of BJP has begun. Well, that is a very good note to end on, Shubha. Thank you for that comment. Is that a good thing for the BJP? In the short term, perhaps, but the long term, it's going to probably face the same problems that the Congress is facing now. But thank you all for this conversation, and thank you for watching the show.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.